So we now getting into the part of how street credit is beneficial. And one of the things that I would say that is very important to know as black men is getting to know your surroundings. See, a lot of this was lost because most of us was raised with single mothers. I myself was raised in a family that had my dad and then my mom. They both were together still to this day. But my dad, on the flip side, my dad wasn't a businessman. He knew people, good guy. Everybody knew him. But he never really leveraged it because he was not in a purpose for himself, and love my father to death. But, I noticed those things as a young man. But once you start to find your purpose and you start to become a builder, which we need in society as black men, you're going to have to know your surroundings. You got to know who's who can get what done. Got to know all those people that surround you. Business doesn't mean just brick and mortar either. It means knowing who and what services are around you, people in your apartment, people, your neighbors. How can you maximize those people and the use of those people? It's just like a king. You got to start looking at yourself like a king. And a king, you can be in 37th Street, where I was raised, in Mount Rainier, Maryland. In the monks of all them houses, neighbors, little place. But knowing your neighbors, know who does what, can get this done. Because when you are in a purpose-driven man, as a king, now you can orchestrate who does what for you. See, now you may be on that street, but you're looking down and saying, hey, I need this done. Oh, my so-and-so, my kids need this. Go talk to so-and-so. Go talk to Bob around the corner, because he handles so-and-so up at the firm over there. My son wants to get involved in this. Just make the rounds. Be the king. Greet your neighbors when they come in, when you see them. Even send them some muffins or send them something. Slice of cake for you, even if they don't eat it. But get to know your surroundings. You see, these are things I didn't learn. I had to learn them later. But if you guys get this as a head start, you already on your way. This is street cred. Who handles, someone may be bankers in your neighborhood. Hey man, thanks Mr. Scott. Come on over, I'm down at the bank over there, manager over there. Come down there and see me, Now you're making progress. So these are some of the things that you guys need to know, and knowing who does what. Some people may be a hairstylist or a barber in your neighborhood. You won't know that if you're sitting in your ass. So it doesn't always mean getting a brick and mortar building. Your brick and mortar could be your house, your apartment. You understand? So, street cred. Moving along, understanding everyone in your circle. See, the key is once the further you move up, the tighter your circle becomes, because essentially the people that's in your circle are people that have your greatest interests at heart. So of course you guys heard the mastermind principle. Your ideas become everyone else's ideas. You understand? So in order to do that, you yourself gonna have to create things that push yourself to another limit within yourself and have proof positive that it's able to get done. And then your circle, you will align the people in your circle to help you achieve that. because your idea become their ideas. So you have to understand everyone's strength. And that's why I went back to, we can refer back to a part in the book when I talked about knowing the billionaire mindset and knowing at a certain level, you have to know all the astrology, your life path numbers. You need to know that and know people's temperaments. So that's what I mean. That all combines to understanding everyone in your circle. You have to know these things to achieve certain goals that you may have, which is what worked for me. But see, I didn't know all of the things to the details. So I became, I was pushing almost $500,000 a year. That's the most I've ever made in my life. But like I said, I did all this without any education of knowledge, but I did learn people. I did learn people enough to utilize them to allow me to make forward progress in my life. And also in turn, it allowed them to have progress also in the journey that I was on. So they became successful as well. Now, they in turn, like I talked about earlier chapter, that they didn't understand the keys to it all. They were like thieves. They try to come in and get what they can, money, but they didn't understand the psychology behind how I got it. It's just like I said, like a thief coming in, knocking down all the books that help get your education and help you with the knowledge you have, and going right for the money and jewelry. That I can replace all of that, so that's what I mean, understanding your circle. Do you have thieves in your circle, or do you have people that's contributing to the greater good and the greater cause of your purpose? And also build your network by sending referrals. So in other words, you always want to, when you find out people in your circle, you send other people to those circles to get services. For example, I had a guy that was a computer guy, very talented brother, and he worked with me before. But here's the thing, and these all piggyback off each other, because knowing your circle. Now, I didn't know all of this then, but I sent this brother countless people to do graphics, to do this, to do the website, but he couldn't maintain it because I'm sending him people. But he didn't know himself. He busy chasing women. He wasn't buckled down to work. So he wasn't built like that. Here again, I'm sharing the mistakes, but I'm also sharing in the mistake where you can correct them without going down that path, take a shorter route than I did. But the brother couldn't maintain that. And the referrals can be, in that situation, could be a bad thing, and it reflects on you. If this guy can't deliver, guy or female can't deliver, it reflects on you. So you got to be mindful of that. But once you understand those people and they're able to get the task done, now your network is growing, because from there, people are going to be sending you people to you as well. So here again, your street credit becomes greater, because now you to go to, because now people going to just pay you for access to your circle. Trust me, it's working for me now. So people pay for the access of your circle, people that are able to get goods and services to you, the resources you have. So you have to build that. You have to get out. So a lot of that takes work, guys. And being a black man, you already typically have more charisma than anybody. So you have to get out and speak. I know it's tough. I know it's hard sometimes. You don't want to deal with people. I do get it. But start with just the local people around you. Get to know the manager at a restaurant. I mean, just start testing. Get to know the waiter in your restaurant, the very minimal. Like little things you can do, but it's all based on your purpose. Whatever your purpose is, these are the things that will help guide you help guide you to the next level and next phase of where you need to be. But you have to build a nice referral program for yourself and for others that you know are dependable. You understand? And did I do everything?